Well, it's feeling a Friday. I slept weird last night, but yeah, whatever. Um, did some more pixel art on Minecraft. Added another of the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic characters. Just slowly working away at them, figuring out how I want to set them up. And you'll get to see what I've done so far in Sunday's stream. Now, if you're all wondering, too, what happened to this taste test thing I was going to do? I'm trying to decide the best way to do it. Now, what it is, if you've been to Walmart recently, you may have noticed a display, depending on, the store, of a new brand of chili. Now, I, for one, like chili. It's kind of a mood thing, but it's made by Jack Links, and there's always been a debate. People that, like normal chili with beans, because, in my opinion, it's not chili if you don't have beans in it. It's just ground beef and sauce. So, there's 4 different flavors of Jack Link's chili. I'm thinking, do I do them all separate, or do I put them all together? I mean, I'll record them separately, because I don't want 4 open containers of freaking chili in the fridge, or bowls, because obviously I'm going to dump them in a bowl and heat them up, but so I'll probably record them all separately, but put them all together in one video once I'm done doing the separate recordings of it. Or should I just upload them all separately? I don't freaking know. And just make it 1, 2, 3, 4. I haven't figured that out yet, but maybe I'll just do them. I feel like doing them separate would be better, but because I'm really curious as to if anybody's tried them yet. But chili is a mood thing. Growing up, my parents made homemade, so of course, you can't beat homemade. Nothing that comes out of a can will ever beat homemade. And every once in a while, I'll get the craving to put the hot dog chili on hot dogs, so it's chili dog. And then, of course, when we worked at my old store, one of the friends on our team was obsessed with Wendy's chili, and of course now you can get that in a can. I don't think it's worth the price, because I've had it before, and it is good chili, but, no, it's not that good for the tiny little can, almost $5. No, I'm sorry, but it's really not that good. Some people may argue and say it is, but whatever. Like I said, nothing beats homemade. We're gonna give Jack Links a try because there's original hickory smoke, and I love smoky meats and cheeses and whatever. I like smoke flavored things, so we'll see how good it is as far as smoke flavored. There's a peppered one, which I like pepper. And then there's a jalapeno, and jalapenos, if you didn't know already, my favorite hot pepper is a jalapeno, because nothing beats jalapeno poppers as well. I will definitely scarf a tray of those, and the way I made them is preferable because I'm not a huge fan of cream cheese. It's not, and I don't really have that many texture issues when it comes to food, I know a lot of people do. Cream cheese is just kind of bland to me. I want flavor in my food, and I feel like cream cheese just doesn't have enough flavor to qualify. But, I mean, if people like it more bland, then that's on them. This is why I use, when I make my own poppers, that Taste of the South pickle and like pimento cheese dip. I use that and then I'll like sprinkle Parmesan on top of it. It's so good. Like, I'm sorry, but I want a cheese with strong flavor if I'm making poppers. So it's like cheddar or something like that with a lot stronger flavor than cream cheese. I mean, I know you could add stuff to cream cheese to give it more flavor, but that's not the point. Like, I want it to be more cheesy, because, you know. I don't really classify cream cheese as cheese, because it really... I mean, I guess it is, but it's like... It's right there with ricotta in being bland. So not a preference, personally, to me. So, enough food chit-chat. Because I also made deviled eggs this morning. I hard-boiled them last night, and I was like, I'll just get up in the morning and make them. Because it doesn't take that long. But I was at work yesterday, and we have a few new people, and gradually, like, training them until they get comfortable enough to do pick walks on their own. So, last little bit of my time, I'm walking with the one. We're having a conversation about eggs, and she doesn't eat eggs, but she'll eat them hard-boiled or deviled, and I'm like, alright. And I was like, dang it, this has got me wanting deviled eggs now. And I'm like, well, I do have some in the fridge, and the expiration date is the end of the month, so I might as well just freaking make them. And that was funny because when we were talking about this little old lady on one of the carts, who admittedly doesn't get much in the way of conversation with anybody. Like, y'all gotta understand, some people come into this store just for conversation. Now, normally, we can't stop and talk to you because we're busy, serving our online customers, but a lot of times by the end of the day, we don't have a whole lot of picks in the system. So, like, it's fine to kind of bullshit a little bit, and it's like, she was kind of listening in on our conversation, and since we were talking about eggs, and she was in front of the eggs trying to decide which one she wanted, and I said, well, if you're doing dippy, I'll admit, and even from my daughter, the organic ones taste a lot better. Because one time I did have to get those because they were out of the other ones. And I'm just like, screw it. But she was thinking about making deviled. And I said, well, then I would just go for the Walmart jumbo ones. Because they're bigger. Probably a lot better for deviled eggs. Because it's a bigger thing. And you got more of a shot at getting a double yolk in them. And I have gotten them in them before. But she was very appreciative of, just some simple conversation. I was like, yeah, that's fine. And then she was over by the freezer doors when we came back out after dropping our cart off. Because I was talking to the trainee about the breakfast hoagie that I make. And I said, well, you might want to alter it a little bit because I do use scrambled eggs and I crumble bacon into it. And I was like, you could just, probably substitute hash browns for it. And it would still work. Probably use the shredded would probably be the best. And then you would have to just either crumble the bacon in with it or on top of the cheese. And she spoke up again and was like, y'all need to stop talking about those recipes. I was like, hey, I'm making myself hungry over here. And I'm like, well, at least I get off work in a few minutes. So I can go home and get something to eat. But see, I love customers like that are actually cheerful and nice and don't come at you rude when, they want something and they're just like, people are just rude about it. It's like, there's no need for that shit. There's really no need for that shit. But most of us are the same way. If you come at us rude, your help's gonna be very limited. Because 9 times out of 10, when you approach us, we are busy as fuck. We are already helping people. We can't keep stopping. Because if we get behind, we get yelled at, and you ain't worth it. Sorry. Because we're just going to straight up tell our boss, yo, it's customer's fault. They came at me and, harassed me and whatever. Like, we're going to tell the boss the truth. Plain and simple. I will tell the truth. I don't care. I will throw you under the bus if it is your fault. Now, there's nothing worse than being thrown under the bus when it's not your fault, and how many of y'all have ever had that shit happen? Kind of like that friend I used to have at work, who I got sent over to help because he had too much in his aisle to do and he couldn't do it all himself. He left all the trash on the floor and blamed it on me when I keep my area clean. Whenever I stock or whatever, I've always kept my trash together on a cart. He had it all over the fucking floor and then told the manager it was me that left the mess. And the manager already knew how I worked. He knew that I was clean at work. And I went to him afterwards, after he, threw me under the bus and saying that was my mess on the floor. I was like, please don't ever ask me to work with him again, because he does not deserve the fucking help. He's like, don't worry. He's like, I know it wasn't you. I was like, he's a fucking liar. Like, I ain't even gonna be his damn friend anymore if he's gonna do that shit. He ain't worth it. And then, sad part is he's jumped from woman to woman to woman to woman to woman, who he's not very intelligent, so it's kind of funny how you hear about guys wanting dumb chicks to be their kitchen slave. Well, he's the dumb guy who women took advantage of to do everything for him, and, he's gotten out of the relationships because he's, was not happy with that. Because everybody seemed to want to do it. I was like, well, I never heard it from a guy being the dumb one and women taking advantage of his stupidity and, treating him the same way a lot of guys want to treat us. So it's like, kind of interesting when you hear it from the other side, and I was like, well, I guess it goes both ways. And it's kind of, I also had yesterday some creepy old dude, like, kind of staring, eyeballing me. And, like, because you can feel when somebody's staring at you out of the corner of their eyes. And I knew it was an older, it was like Gen X or somebody. And I'm just like, dude, what the fuck are you staring at? And I could feel it, and I could, like, when you get older, you learn to see shit out of the corner of your eyes. So it's like, I could see him staring at me out of the corner of my eyes. Like, I don't know if he wanted to hit on me or ask me a question, but I just totally ignored him, kept focused on my work, didn't say a fucking word, kept doing my shit, and tried to keep my back turned and to ignore him. And he eventually just walked away, and I'm like thinking, that's how I roll. Because I don't trust your creepy old shits. Because I already have, like, immediately when that kind of shit happens, so many stupid shit goes through my head. Alright, if he tries to hit on me, this is what I'm gonna say. I'm married, and it's to someone my own age, because that's how I roll. Or, if I gotta take it further, I'll tell him I'm into furry porn, even though that's not true. I mean, anything to turn them off. Like, women, anything to turn the guy off. Just don't use, pedophile, obviously, because that one might get you arrested and it's not true. Pick something that'll disgust the hell out of them. Women, stay safe, because holy shit, there's a lot of fucking creeps out there. There really is, and it's sad. And especially the ones that are pedophiles, because, like, my boyfriend's been watching videos on that shit of them getting caught, and I'm just like, good. Catch every single fucking one of them, put them all in fucking jail. I don't care how much therapy they get. They ain't get... Their mind is already made up that they're a fucking pedophile. I don't think there's any way to fix people like that. I really don't. I have no faith in it. I have a daughter, so I have no faith in it. But that's just me. Y'all might say otherwise, but it's a fucked up world. Can't even trust your kid playing outside alone anymore because of creeps like that. Back in the day, we could. Well, I mean, I lived out in the middle of fucking nowhere, too, so it didn't really matter. I just go down the woods in the creek. Nobody knew where I was. I mean, my parents knew I was down there, and it was all good. But it's like nowadays, you can't trust. You really can't even trust any neighborhood, because you never know. They could be hiding there. You just really cannot trust anybody anywhere. And it's sad. This is why kids stay inside and play on their phones and play on their computers and their video game consoles. Because you can't fucking trust the world for them to play outside. So stop yelling and fussing about generations sitting on their ass. They would be out fucking side if people could be fucking trusted. Oh, ooh, burn. Yes, I burned. Ugh. Hey, I'm just telling it like it is. I ain't sugarcoating nothing. Don't like it? Bye-bye. So, yes, I also forgot Goofy Granny yesterday. I was like, oh, fuck, I knew I forgot something. I was too busy with the damn dad jokes, and I forgot to record Goofy Granny. And all the other shit going on. I'll go back to that creepy tree at some point. I think I need to do slow-mo again. I don't know. Let me know what I should try for that. See if I catch anything else. Or should I go back at night? You know what? I will go back at night. Let's hit that 9:50, shall we? And then I'll go back at night. Do it live or just make a video? Yeah, I might just make a video. I don't know. And it's funny how, like, that faint little moan sound was heard over my voice. So it's like only happened when I talked. I mean, that could be wrong. Like, I don't know how to extract my voice out of that so you can hear it, but if anybody's got the equipment to do that, please do. Because I'm really curious as to that sound that was over my voice, or during my voice. Maybe I should start whispering. ASMR. Paranormal ASMR. Yeah, right. But yeah, it definitely did sound like footsteps, and I was standing still. Like, I made sure when I went there, I was like, I'm not gonna move. I'm just gonna stand right here. Yes, my camera was a little wonky, but I don't have the steadiest hands either. So if y'all haven't watched that, please do. And I will see you guys in the next video. Try to get Goofy Granny recorded this morning. And while this is uploading, I guess I can get it set up. So there'll be that and a dad joke today. And yes, we'll save the chili probably for my vacation. My vacation is the first week of September, which is the first week of school for us here. Meaning I will also be spending time cleaning the kids' room finally because she'll be in school and it'll be a lot easier to do that while she's in school. Because that never got done this summer, so I'll be off, so it's fine. And that'll be a big burden off my shoulders. But no happy Friday because I do work tomorrow as well, unfortunately, so yeah. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good Friday.